Good morning, y'all. Surprise! I'm back in the kitchen again. And today I'm going to do something that I haven't done in a long time. So I'm going to see how it turns out. I had mashed potatoes left over from cooking a meal the other day. And so I'm going to make mashed potato patties. Now, I think any way you do a potato, it's good. So even if I mess up, the crumbs are probably still going to be good. But I'm just going to bring y'all over here and show you what I'm doing. I've already got my onion minced real little bitty. It said to grate it, but you know what? Some friends sent me some Cutco knives. Y'all, I've never been so excited in all my life. These things are sharper than a razor blade, and I haven't cut myself yet. And I am using my Cutco to mince my onion up today, so thank you, Anna, and you, honey. I appreciate it. I'm using mashed potatoes, of course, that are left over. And I'll bring y'all to the butcher block with me, and we'll get them mixed up, and I'll tell you what I'm putting in them as I go along. Then I'm going to cook them, and I'm probably going to dunk mine in some ketchup and see how good it is. So y'all get on over here to the butcher block. Make room for the ones in the recliners up front. I get all these notifications that we were sitting there in our recliners. So gather around and we'll make potato patties. Put me a little bit of olive oil and butter in my skillet to be melting to cook them in. I need to whisk up 1 egg and about a tablespoon of water because we're going to put them in the egg and then in some crumbs so they'll be crunchy on the outside and tatery on the inside. That ought to be good enough. I just got to roll them in a little bit. I didn't heat them, and I might should because I don't know how. No, they'll still form their little thingies. It calls for a half a cup of Gouda on my recipe card that I guess I used 100 years ago, but I had Kobe Jack, so that's what I'm using. Cheese is cheese is cheese. And about a tablespoon of flour to kind of hold them together. And it calls for what? A couple of tablespoons of grated onion. I just chopped me some onion, so I probably got about almost 1/4 of a cup. And that would be 4 tablespoons. And I'm using my Swedish dough hook. Y'all, I love this thing. I've told you before. I'm going to have to get me an Amazon link because I keep telling y'all about stuff. And y'all email me that you ordered it and you loved it. And I'm not getting any credit from Amazon. So I need to figure out how to set me up an Amazon link. Now, just so happens that I have some onion and garlic powder over there in the pantry. I'm going to get some out and use it. And I'm just going to sprinkle it in, so I don't know how much. That's probably about 1/8 of a teaspoon. And this will be about a tablespoon, even though I put onion in there. It's about a tablespoon of onion powder. Mix that all up. And some black pepper. Now, I've already got salt in the potatoes, so I'm not going to put salt in there. And for those that are going to ask, this comes from Sur La Table. Looks like Sur La Table. It's a ratchet pepper grinder. So much easier on my hands. I have the other kind. I'll show you. I have this one. But it's much easier for me to crank that crank than it is to stand here and turn the handle on this one. But there's a story behind my wooden one. It quit working, and I had bought it at Bed Bath & Beyond. It's supposed to have a lifetime warranty, and I took it back without a receipt, and they gave me a new one when they still had a storefront. Now I don't know what goes on now. I think I want a little bit more cheese in there. I didn't measure the potatoes, and I think I need a little bit more cheese for binding, just 1 jiffy. It's just right here in the ice box. Y'all just walk over here with me and I'll grab it, mix it. This will give it a little bit more stick-togetherness. It's probably about 1/4 of a cup more. Y'all can kind of eyeball your cheese if you want to try to make some of these. Had some bacon bits. I'd have me a baked potato wrapped in panko crumbs. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is make sure I got everything in there, and I do. So here's my panko crumbs, or you can use your own finely squashed crumbs of any kind. So that's what I've got there. I'm going to get this cleared up a little bit where y'all can see what I'm doing. I'm just going to form me some patties and lay them on my little mat here. And then I'm going to roll them in my crumbs. And I'm going to put them in the egg, roll them in the crumbs, and then I'm going to fry them. I've got me that butter and olive oil getting hot over there. This is going to be good. You can make these little bite size. I'm just going to make patties and you put it on your plate and cut it like a piece of meat or something. Or just pick it up and bite it like a cookie. I had some minced garlic that I bought, I think at Costco. It's in a jar already minced up. But I was afraid that it wouldn't be in the skillet long enough to cook it. And I didn't want raw tasting hunks of garlic in here. I'm going to dip this in the egg wash, which is 1 egg and a tablespoon of water whipped together. And then I'm just going to put it in my crumbs. And then I'll lay it back over here till that gets good and bubbly. One. That was going to come apart on me, it seems like. Little booger. Now let me get some more crumbs out of my package here. These are the ones I'm using for those of you that need to know. They're real good to dip your shrimp in before you fry them too. And if you're new to this, and most of you are not, and I'm aware of that, the egg just helps the crumbs to bind to what you're fixing to cook. Okay, I don't have much room in there, so I'm going to rip the ends off and get over there and cook those, and then I'll put some more. Let's see what we got going on. We just want it to brown because it's done, basically. Butter in there. And then we'll cut that down to a medium because I don't want it burning. While those are browning, I'm going to step right here and get these other two ready to go in. Get these last pieces in there. I had another one that broke on me. But they'll brown broken. That's the real world. Nothing's really perfect. Let's clean this up a little bit. While that's doing, y'all can't see me. I want that to brown a little bit more on the other side. Okay, we got it going on. We'll see what they're going to taste like. I got a feeling they're going to just kind of fall apart when I try to eat it with my fork, but that's going to be just fine. They'll still taste good. Maybe I'll just snitch a little bite and see. Woo! That's very good. Okay, y'all, I got them out. Got them all on the pan cooling. And I'm fixing the taste of them. Now I got friends that put ranch dressing on everything. I put ketchup on it. So I've got me some of these potatoes here. And I'm going to put a little ketchup on my bite. Y'all like ketchup on your French fries? Well, I'll tell you something else that's good on French fries, and that's French dressing. They're good with that on them. Let's try this. It's a lot. That's good stuff. I like that panko crust crunching on there. That's very good. I can see using the potatoes as a base, and then you could shred up squash, chop broccoli real small. Instead of flour, add a little cornmeal in there. There's all kinds of ways that you can alter this to make something different, but those are very good. That would be good with breakfast. Ooh, fried eggs and some toaster biscuits and bacon. Different than a hash brown, but kind of like a hash brown. Hash brown's first cousin. How's that? But that's why to use that last little dab of mashed potatoes that nobody wanted to eat. And just adjust your filling according to the amount of potatoes that you got. You don't have to have 2½ cups of mashed potatoes. You can just have what's left. But if you decide you want to make some, bake you a potato in the microwave right quick, squash it up, add all the stuff to it, and make your potato patties out of it. Now I could put a dollop of sour cream on this and some bacon bits and have the same effect of a baked potato. So a quick little different something for you that I hadn't made in years. It's just as good as it used to be. I mean, I didn't used to know about panko crumbs. I would just put bread in the food processor and make breadcrumbs, but this is a whole nother ball game. Show y'all something that I've had for a while and I wasn't using, because you know how I make sweet tea all the time, and I'm always putting tin foil over the top of my container to steep the tea. Well, I had bought these lids. I don't know if I got these from Sur La Table or what, but they're silicone lids, and when you put them on something, they seal around the top of it. So instead of using that tin foil, I've been using my silicone lid, and I just put it on top of my container and let my tea steep, and don't have to keep using tin foil, filling up the dump and costing me money. So those are a good thing if you can find some. I'm sure they're probably on Amazon and everywhere else. It's just something that I saw and got and found them in the cabinet because I hadn't been using them. Those are good things to have. Another good thing to have is a little whisk. I've got this one, and then I've got a regular one. This one's from Pampered Chef that's small, and those are good to have when you're just, you know, needing something to stir something up with and you don't want to use a fork or a spoon. Another thing that I've used a lot lately, and I don't know what they call this thing. I think they use it a lot when they're frying that Chinese dumplings or whatever. I don't know. I've used this to, you know, if you want to boil eggs and you want them to peel, I showed y'all that. You get your water to boil it, and then you take your eggs and you lay them down in the boiling water, boil them 10 minutes, and you'll have good boiled eggs. So I put them down in there with this, and then I take them out with this, then I run cold water on them and I peel them right quick. Even a fresh egg, the peeling will just come right off when you do that. So this is another tool that I have enjoyed having. And of course, y'all know I love my wooden spoons, and I love the olive wood. You don't put these in the dishwasher. and you don't soak them in water. I just wash them, dry them, and occasionally I'll take my oil that's for my butcher block, the booze block oil, or just mineral oil, and oil them. You need to take care of your wooden utensils like that. You need to refurbish them, put some oil back in them, and if you don't have the booze block stuff, name brand, just use mineral oil, and it'll oil them up for you, and they'll last a long time. Some of these are years and years old. Another one of my favorite things that I use a lot is my crank can opener. Now, I got this from Thrive Life, but they don't sell them anymore because a lot of their stuff, their freeze-dried stuff, comes in cans, and a lot of it is the big old gallon-sized cans. So you just crank that on there. It's a lot easier than that. Amazon has these if some of you are interested in getting you one. I'm just kind of telling y'all some stuff that I have that I enjoy. Another thing I've done this morning, I got up and fed my sourdough starter. I'm going to make some sourdough bread, but I think when I make it, I'm going to flatten it out, and I'm going to put jalapenos and cheese and roll it up and have sourdough jalapeno cheese bread. That means I need to cook some red beans to go with it, probably. But I'm not sure what I'm going to fix to go with it, but I'll fix something. Anyway, I'm trying to get back to normal and make videos a little more often and share with y'all some things that I enjoy. To show y'all, well, I don't guess I will, I'll just tell you. A lot of times when I'm here by myself, I don't want to cook because it's just me. So I get me a slice or two of ham, and I like the boar's head, sun-dried tomato, and rosemary ham, or their maple ham, and I like their pitmaster turkey. It tastes like brisket, and I have them slice it thin so I can roll it. And I'll take a cheese stick and divide it into 4 pieces and roll me some little cylinders of that meat and cheese up. I might have some pickles with it, and I might not have anything with it, but that's what I have for lunch a lot of times, or a snack if I'm hungry in the evenings and it's too late to make a meal. You don't want to go to bed full. Make you have nightmares. I'll make me some of my little meat rolls, and that's what I have for a snack. So that's something else that y'all can think about doing. I might show you one day how I do it. But I'd have to move the camera and get an icebox and get all that out. So I don't think I'm going to do that. So I think what I'm going to do is clean up my mess, and I'm going to eat me some more of these potatoes. This is going to be my lunch today. And then I'm going to get on trying to make some more videos for y'all where I can be back on track. The good Lord bless and keep you, and I hope that you're listening to the news a little bit. You need to know how unsettled things are. You need to know that the threats that they're talking about that's been made against the U.S., against the grid, the possibilities of an attack on our grid system. If that happens, things are going to shut down, and you ain't going to be able to go to the grocery store and get stuff. It won't be there. Everything depends on power. So have you some stuff ahead. You know, tuck a few things away in your pantry so you'll be a week or so ahead in case something happens. Your little old children, grandchildren, husbands, whatever, won't be crying and hungry. And they won't be stinking because you got some extra soap and stuff to use. Just think about it. Be wise. Keep your eyes open. Be vigilant. And you'll be glad you did it if the time comes that you need it. And if the time don't come that you need it, just keep shopping in your store, your pantry, and rotating the products. And you'll be ahead all the time. Good Lord bless and keep y'all. I'll see you again pretty soon with something else good.